Hey y'all, it's Jess from Hobbyjobbycreations, and in today's video, I'm going to be taking y'all with me to my very first market of the season 2025. It is a charity car show event, so we are going to see how that goes for me. After the event, I am going to let y'all know my major takeaways and maybe give some advice to anybody else who goes through any of the same things that I went through. Um, as usual, I am supposed to do my promo thing. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. I think I've been better with uploading lately. Look at me. Look at me. You know, being reliable or something. For now, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm trying to be better about it, and I'm hoping to do a couple more take you to market with me videos. And I do have some ideas for some tutorials, but I have to hash out exactly how I'm going to do that with my schedule. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the event and we'll see how everything goes. Okay, so this is my first event of the season. We are at a Jeep event. I'm swagged out. It's about 1:30 and the event just started. It started at 1 o'clock. We got here about 11:30 to set up and I was already halfway set up inside. Anyway, so here is what it looks like behind the scenes of the tent. I keep my bags down here. Cash box inside of my little register. Probably shouldn't have my phone up top. There's my little POS station. Extra battery just in case it's needed. And then of course there's wind today if you can't tell. So everything is anchored, right? So I got these little hooks. They hook onto things. I'm gonna knock the bag down. I'm trying to show y'all. So these little hooks, they clip onto that, and then I just clip it to that. And then since the wind's blowing this direction, if it blows, that bag's not going nowhere. As far as my table, I do use the tablecloths that have that. They just how on every rack, I've got a lot of weight. So I've got 25 pounds there. Keychain stand is tied to that bucket, which is filled with sand. Those buckets are probably like 50 pounds a piece. Tied to the tent.
An ant on my leg.
An ant on your leg.
I killed it.
Tied to the tent. Then it's tied to the keychain rack because this keychain rack has had so many falls. Got about 10 pounds on each. I've got 15 pounds on each front end of him. Probably should be on the back end instead, but I think it's 25 pounds on the back of him. And like I said, each one of these buckets is about 50 pounds. So we are anchored, y'all, anchored. Okay, so we have officially made a couple sales. Everything's working out pretty good. In case you were wondering, I have this square POS system. This is only like the third time I've used it, so I'm still trying to get used to it. It has the receipt. It prints off a receipt out of here. You put the card in here. It's also got the swipe, and you can do the tap in the phone tap thing. So it's pretty cool. It's pricey, but it's pretty cool. I like it. But it does have to have Wi-Fi. So I run it off the hotspot off my phone, which is not really a problem. But yeah. So it is about 2 o'clock. We've made a few sales, and of course, as usual, my biggest sellers are my keychains. So they're right over there. So my biggest sellers are usually my keychains, but I did try something new this time. I've been so scared of my cap driver on my embroidery machine, but this time I decided to go ahead and make some Jeep hats. And so I actually already sold one, and it was bright pink. It was the same design. I did the 3D puff embroidery design, but I did a bright pink one, and that one sold first things first. I only made 4 of them because I wasn't sure how they do, but I don't know. Cats are a thing. Cats are a thing. People like them. But anyway, so this is what my front looks like. My parents own a business, so a printing business, so they made that banner for me. I think it's a 1 by 8, something like that. Um, but yeah, this is from the customer's perspective. So I don't like that we're looking at those weights, but it is what it is. Everybody knows it's windy today. But I'm kind of lucky because I got my neighbor here and my neighbor here, and then we have a building back here, so I'm kind of shaded from the wind, so it's not too bad. Um, you can see that these guys, these guys are my biggest victims of the day because I haven't figured out how to exactly get them to stay back without clipping something onto them, and I really don't want to clip anything onto them because it's going to put indentions. So I may just have to keep setting them up when they fall over, but it is what it is. This is my checkout station from the outside. So I have my business cards on here that is velcroed on so that they don't come off very easily. Okay. And then this is my scan station. On the camera, it's harder to see, but the customer can see that pretty good, like from my perspective. 4 o'clock now. The event lasts till 8. Not my most profitable event, but it's the first one of the season. Good way to get your feet wet. And it's a charity event, so not really supposed to be looking for all that. But I think it's been fun. It's really been interesting. They have a lot of fun activities for people and the kids and stuff. And yeah, it's been fun. But this wind's been a killer. I already heard a lady's tumblers go down. It was catastrophic. Poor tumbler people. But yeah. But most of my sales, as usual, keychain rack. Something colorful on the low end of the price spectrum. Keychain rack. So it is 6:30. About an hour and a half left here. I've only made a couple more sales. It's a slower event. It's okay. We're just getting started. At this point, I'm waiting for my husband to bring me food. I'm quite hungry. The puppy has been lounging all day. Don't worry. Our Frenchie, he's at home. He's taken care of. He's good. We got somebody letting him out. So, my major takeaways from this event were, did I make a whole lot of sales? No. So, this event was a car show. And so, having been a car show person myself at one point in my Wonder years, I do know that car show people. I used to show up to car shows, with my little souped up car, and I like to, show my car off and get my trophies and all that stuff. So having been on the other side of that, I know who's typically going to car shows, and it's usually the people who are just wanting to show their cars off. They're not really there to shop. They're not really there for all that. They're really just there to hang out with their friends and show off their cars and look at each other's stuff. Sometimes when you go to an event, if you don't make a whole lot of money and you don't make a whole lot of sales, sometimes it's not necessarily you or your product, right? Sometimes it's that you and your product don't necessarily um, mesh with the event that you're attending, right? So my my biggest seller at this event, 55% of my sales was keychains, car related, right? Keychains, cars, things like that. Everything else in my booth is not really mesh with car show, car, vehicle. I did sell a hat. I was excited about that. First time going for hats, sold a hat, excited about that. But I do know as far as sales and making money, I'm probably not going to do car shows. Just because I know that I've learned that my product doesn't necessarily mesh with that particular type of event. you really got to think, what is your product? Research the event that you're trying to get involved in and find out if it is a good event for you. Like for me, I know farmers market does really well for me. People are looking for handmade things, random stuff. Farmers market does well for me. Family events do really well for me. I have a lot of colorful, plushies, keychains, things that kids like, scrunchies, just like a lot of family related things. You also want to know how much foot traffic do these events get. If it's a low foot traffic event, if it's a low attendance event, then yeah, you're not gonna make as many sales just purely because there's not that many people there, and that was kind of the issue with this event that I just did. It wasn't like a huge event, right? So there's not like thousands of people there. There's only like, maybe a couple hundred people there, and so yeah, like, you're not gonna make that much money. But anyway, I hope that, I know that it wasn't the best come to the market with me video, but I just kinda wanted to show y'all me at the market, and I kinda wanted to see me from y'all's perspective at the market, from the sellers, from the customer's perspective. I kinda wanted to see the outside perspective, like, how do people see me at the market? How do I present myself at the market? Am I presenting myself well? So, even this by itself is a learning experience for me. This whole market experience, going to markets and watching yourself, it's all a learning experience, and you have to be open to criticism. You have to be open to criticizing yourself. You have to be open to other people criticizing you, and believe me, some people are very comfortable criticizing you, and don't let that get you down either. But don't ever take it personally. If somebody says something about your brand or your business that you don't like, just take it, and, if you wanna use that constructively, that's great. If you think that they're maybe just being ridiculous or being ugly, then just remember that too, and just don't take it personal. Just let it go. I know it's hard to let it slide off your back, but sometimes we gotta woo-saw. It's okay. We'll make it. We'll make it together. We'll make it. Anyway, thank y'all so much for coming to the market with me. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that jazz, right? Because I'm supposed to put that down here somewhere. And I will see y'all later. Bye.